All right, good to see everybody. Welcome to the Tuesday, May 27th, day after Memorial Day edition of Speaker Co-working, sponsored by SpeakerHub. I am Ron Story, the person that works at SpeakerHub every day, and we're stuck here with Angela Lewis, the head of customer success and customer support, and all of our beautiful lifetime members and customers that have joined us today. This is a call where we answer questions from SpeakerHub clients and non-SpeakerHub clients from around the world about how they can get booked on more speaking gigs and make more money. We usually start these off with wins. So if anybody has had any wins over the weekend, this is the time to share them. Denise, good to see you back. We missed you over the last couple of weeks. Um,
Thank
yeah.
you. Missed you guys too.
Oh yeah, we're glad you're back. We got a
I'm
lot of
off
cool
for the
updates.
summer now, so you'll see me a bit
Oh
more.
yeah, we got some cool summer updates. We got some summer updates that
Awesome.
I'm talking about, like bananas, crazy updates. So
Can't wait.
congrats on the three podcasts, Michelle. You know, congrats. Y'all found your groove, man. Y'all booking 10 to 15 a month now. Seems like you all are getting a lot more responses. Any any other wins from anyone else? And we'll get into some of the updates of Speaker Hub that have happened um, in your Speaker Hub accounts that you may not have even noticed, but they've happened. Um, all right. So one of the biggest updates is now we put a little bookmark symbol next to replies. So you should be able to see the number of replies that you've done with the contact. So if you've replied to them twice, you should see that it should have a little bookmark thing, like the little bookmark in a book. And it'll have what number reply you're on. So you'll know if I replied to them once, twice, three times, or maybe. Also, you should be seeing if you're using IMAP or Microsoft, and I think it does it with some of the Gmails. If you've connected it, it may not have been connected on Gmail, but on Microsoft and IMAP, you should see your replies should be nested and available inside of your account. So if you send an email and you get a reply back, you should see that inside if you have a Microsoft or IMAP. I'm going to check to see if they have turned it on um, for Google because that should be ready now. And that's a big update because now you can see all of your replies and reply right inside of Speaker Hub and um, not have to go outside to another platform or check your email or whatever. It'll all be inside. So those are some of the major updates outside of aesthetic things. One of the other major updates is that the email writer is now over in 1/3 of the screen. So you got like your menu, then you got the search results, and then there's the email writer over in the third. And one of the upcoming updates, probably on Friday of this week, that email writer will be the full page. So when you go to write an email, it'll take up the entire page so that you can see more of what it's going to look like in the person's inbox. So we're just making a bunch of aesthetic updates to Speaker Hub Pro. We have some other new frameworks that'll be launched at the Pro Speaker Summit that's coming up, but a lot of fundamental changes are happening inside of Speaker Hub. So what I want to do today is to really ask you all about your opinions about, what are you struggling with inside of the business? Like, is it pitching? Is it getting traffic to your website? Is it designing a website? Is it getting your products produced? I want to talk about problems. And the reason why is because a lot of times it's me giving you all feedback about what I think, but it's not really taking into account where you are and what you're dealing with currently. And the way that we believe that we're going to build a great product is by taking into account directly what you all are feeling and then um, getting ahead of that and building those things out. Speaker Hub will fundamentally change in a lot of ways in the next 2 to 3 weeks. I'm talking about those who are already a part of it. The way you experience it will be enhanced. Those who are new to Speaker Hub, if you're watching this on YouTube, your Speaker Hub experience will be unlike any other speaking platform that you've ever dealt with. Um, our competition currently solves one of 12 problems. We're the only platform that solves all 12 of those problems. So a lot of you guys buy leads from lead companies. Cool, they give you a spreadsheet, but that opens up another problem, right? So you got the spreadsheet with the leads, but now you got to find a way to send them, right? So maybe you have the sending platform where you can send the emails, but you don't have the leads, or now that you're sending them, you got to set up, okay, I got booked, but how do I turn that booking into customers? So you need a QR platform or a lead capture platform. And once you capture those, you need a CRM to follow up with all of your leads. And now that you got the leads, you need a store to sell your courses or your books or your coaching. What I found is that most speakers are coaches, which means you don't need Udemy or Teachable to put a course inside. You just need a place to take regular payments, right? A lot of you all are saying, well, hey, I want to build a community. But a newsletter is a community. It's just a one-way community. Or you may decide, I'm not going to do a community where everybody can talk to each other. I'm going to do what Ron is doing. I'm going to do a weekly show or a weekly live where everybody can come in and ask their questions live. That's how we'll build our community, and we'll let people interact outside of here, right? So there's different ways or different flavors to do all of these things. But now it feels like you're, at least from my conversations, it feels like you're trying to combine all of these things into one thing. Is that fair? Right? I'll show you the feedback that I've gotten from you guys. And I'm going to share my screen with you and show you this 1 second. Let me close some of my personal windows. Right? So the feedback that I've gotten is that this is what it kind of looks like. You got some of y'all, this is overall. Some people were using Podmatch or Podchaser. You're using Guestio, Speakerflow, Talkadot, Speakertunity, ChatGPT. You got all this stuff. ClickFunnels, Go High Level. I mean, we could just name them. We just put a bunch of them on this graph just to kind of show. And everybody's saying, well, how do I connect my Go High Level to my SpeakerHub? And I'm like, well, where are your leads coming from? Well, I don't have any traffic to my Go High Level page. So I got this web page I paid $5,000 for, but I don't even know how many people visited, right? And what we've learned is that a lot of web page designers, they hold off on putting analytics in the web page. Why do you think they do that, Kevin?
They want to track us, maybe
They
track what
hold
our,
off. They don't even want to put the analytics in there.
oh, I don't know.
Yeah, because it helps you to not have to hold them accountable to the web page that they've built. So if the SEO isn't working and you're not getting any traffic, how are you gonna make that $5,000 back that you just paid for that web design? You got this pretty page that ain't nobody going to. I mean, I'll give you a great example. I know a guy. Let's go here to Similar Web. I know a guy, and he has a web page. This dude right here, nothing. Ron Story Jr. You're looking at him. Got a really nice web page. Don't nobody go there. I don't send nobody there. My team spent 3 weeks redesigning this damn thing. They could have left it like it was. It didn't matter to me. Well, nobody going over there. But they was like, but you don't even do that anymore. And the companies that are on there, you don't even run those anymore. You've turned those into other things. And I'm like, if y'all want to update it, update it. I don't even care. I gave zero input on this page. I had zero input. I don't even care. Because this is not where people buy from me. Does that make sense? But we invest so much time and energy into these things that don't drive transactions, right? So we're like, okay, well, how do we make this to where, and give me your opinion. I mean, this is not a monologue, guys. I want to be able to help you guys. So I'm trying to find this photo that I was looking for, a screenshot I took. And we talked about this the other day, but I want to be able to look at all of the different products and services that we're spending money on, but we may not be getting our ROI on. Is that fair? Right. So one second, let me see if I can find it because it ain't coming up the way I want it to. You know how you be looking for stuff and it don't show up, and it always happens when I'm on YouTube. When I'm doing this thing with you guys, it's never happening like.
It seems like we still all need a website just if for nothing else for credibility, right?
Okay. Tell me more.
Well, if somebody's looking you up like you do with us, so you have demonstrated a few times by going on the going by Googling our name or whatever, um, I could see other people doing that. And one of the first things they're going to want to see is our website. It's kind of gives them some kind of validation on whether or not we're serious about the business, if we, have any demonstration, if we have any example of our work, if we, what we speak about, et cetera, et cetera.
Yep. So you have a website currently, Kevin?
I have a bad one, yes, that I did like
Okay, what is it? What is it?
myself, and I'm waiting until I get my funds right so I can have somebody else do me a new one.
But is anybody even going to it?
Well, as bad as I believe it is, I hope not. I
What is
don't
it?
mind if they're not.
KevinHempstead.com. What is it?
KevinHempstead.com.
Okay, because that didn't come up.
KevinPHempstead.com. If
Kevin,
you don't
what?
put the P in there, there's a guy in Canada that gets mad at me.
Okay, well, he don't have it up either. Right.
That's it right there.
Right. Okay, cool. Right. So again, if there's no traffic coming to the site, doesn't matter. If a tree falls in the forest and nobody's there to hear it, did it make a sound? Right? Because certain frequencies aren't perceptible to the human ear or to other, like dogs can hear a whistle, but humans can't hear that same whistle. Right? So it
Right.
looks like your website is performing just as good as mine. So you can say you can tell people, you know.
That's not good, Ron.
Right? I was let's see, retired, let me show you. Retired boxer, Marcos Maidana, right? So this is Marcos Maidana when he was a boxer. You see him?
Mm-hmm.
Right? But let me see, where is he? He used to have a photo. They don't have it on here now, but they had a photo of him like right now. Like he's a lot heavier than what he used to be. And I used to joke and I said, well, I got the same body of a boxer. There it is. Me and I got a boxer's build. Now it depends on what year you talk about, but I'm built like a boxer. So you can tell people, man, my website is just as good as the owner of SpeakerHub. That's great, right? Now, the reason why I bring this up is it don't matter what it looks like. You can have the best designed website on earth. If nobody's visiting it, what does it matter? Right? But if it's got traffic, it needs to look good. But if it doesn't have traffic, what's our plan to get traffic? Right? So there's two ways that I found to get traffic. You can purchase traffic. You could buy traffic from the store, which is called an ad. I can put in Google a click ad. I'll get to you. I didn't forget about you guys. I'll come back to you. But I can put a click for Google. I can run Facebook ads. I can run YouTube ads. I can run ads to get traffic. That's the first way. The second way to get traffic is I can go and appear on podcasts to do speaking gigs or send people to my traffic on my own. To my website on my own. But your website is not like Walmart. When you go to Walmart, when you driving past on the expressway, you're going to see a billboard for McDonald's, for KFC, for Massage Envy, for Shell gas station. You're going to see all these billboards, and you may see something and say, yeah, I do want some fries from Chick-fil-A. And you can get diverted. I get diverted all the time over to Chipotle when I'm on my way to Walmart. Right? A lot of people get diverted to Dairy Queen to get ice cream on their way to Planet Fitness. Right? Right? They go buy some insomnia cookies when they should be going to the gym. We get distracted by these things, but there's no billboards on the way to someone's homepage. So if I'm on my way to Jadika's site, I'm not going to end up at Kevin's. Does that make sense? That's not how traffic works. So if we don't have a source of traffic, how do we borrow somebody else's source of traffic? Why do people put their books in Amazon? Traffic, as the guy used to say on the radio in St. Louis. Traffic. Amazon got 2.4 billion people a month. That's the actual number that visits Amazon. Right? When we come in here and we put in Amazon up here next to me and Kevin's page, let's put Amazon.com up here, right? We put that in there. Look, we got 2.45 billion coming to Amazon. How much coming to me and Kevin's? Not available. Nobody, right? They got 2.5 billion. So if you're trying to sell a book, wouldn't you want to be in some place that has traffic versus your own page with no traffic? Now, is everybody on there looking for your book? Nah. But let me show you how Amazon works. When you're in here looking for Amazon and I put in, let's use Alex Hormozy again. It's easy. I put in Alex Hormozy's books. They're going to show me his book, but they're going to show me a bunch of other books too. They showed me The Wolf of Wall Street and a bunch of other stuff. Ain't got nothing to do with Alex Hormozy. But even when I click on his book, they're going to say the people that bought this book bought these other books. So Amazon lets you put up these little billboards to other people's books. To your book from somebody searching for this, you might also like this. Kind of like I'm on my way to Walmart, but I get to see Dairy Queen, Chick-fil-A, and everything else. Does that make sense? So I may get a little bit of that traffic over there. Got it? Now, SpeakerHub, we ain't as big as Walmart, right? We're just not, right? We're not as big as Walmart at all. I mean, as big as not Walmart, Amazon at all. We tiny people. But you know what Amazon has? Amazon got a lot of people in here that are looking for beauty. You think they searching for your book? The person who in the pharmacy section, Kevin, you think they searching for your book? Nah. You think the person that's over here in Saks Fifth Avenue looking at this little $18 million purse from Balmain, you think they looking for your book, Denise? Maybe. If you, depending on who you write for and who your target audience is, they may buy this dress and then buy your book on leadership at the same time. But the chances are not likely because they got a bunch of other folks who may want this face cream, but they don't want a book. They don't want training on leadership or HR or, whatever our books or trainings may be about. So a lot of this traffic from Amazon is random stuff that has nothing to do with what we do. Is that fair? Right? But the people that come over to SpeakerHub and they search in this directory, they're pretty well targeted. They're either event planners that are looking for speakers on a particular topic, or they're speakers that are looking for education on a particular topic. Right? Our most visited section of our website isn't the directory. It's called Skill Camp. It's people that come in here and read through our articles, trying to learn more about the speaking business. Now, right now, we only got one idiot that writes, me. Wouldn't it be better if you all's trainings and courses were in here? Imagine if Kevin put up a course on the map, his map formula, but then he wrote an article about it also that had a link at the bottom to the course. You think that would help you maybe get a little bit more traffic to it than what we getting right now, Kevin? Yeah, it would. Right? Let me see. They sent me something over here. I got to go over here and get it. I'm going to show y'all this. But I'm going to
That
show
was
you
sign
why.
language for yes.
Okay, cool. I thought you had made a 3-point shot or and one as they do in basketball. You get the foul and one, right?
Well, my wife is hearing impaired, so I know a little bit of sign language.
Okay. My wife think I'm hearing impaired. She be like, "Are you listening to me? What'd you just say?" Yep, nope. Right. So you can see that this month we've had 346,000 unique visitors. You all see that? Right. So that's just the unique visitors. Just in the last 24 hours, 18,000 unique people have come to our page. Now, these aren't looking for face cream and a bicycle for their kids and veggie tales. These are people looking for speakers and articles on how to be better at business or at their speaking business. Does that make sense? That's what we're trying to solve, guys. That's really what we're saying is, hey, Kevin, we think you have a web page, but can we help you beyond your web page? Is it easier for everybody to put their stuff into one page? I'm not saying don't keep your web page, but is it easier to put everybody to put their stuff in one place that has all the traffic versus you spending money on ads, this other person spending money on trying to drive people to all of these different places? Why? Because you're not going to be good at it as somebody else might be. Is that fair? Let me
Very
give you a
much
better
so.
example of this, right? We already do this with conferences. This is what Katrina's been doing conferences. She's been working for SpeakerHub since 2020, right? And she goes in and she looks up our old conferences and updates them. But she got a database here of 30,000 conferences or so. And she still does this for us on a weekly basis. She goes in and she finds up-to-date conferences, looks up the email addresses, so forth and so on. Now, all of y'all can go out there and do that, but y'all know what is better to do? Use SpeakerHub Pro where we already got them. Let one person do it one time and everybody benefit from it. That's the future of SpeakerHub, guys. That's the future. Imagine being able to send somebody to a page that looks good. Is it the best, most fancy page? No, but does it sell stuff? Yep. Is it the best, most effective, most popular page on earth? Nope. But does it book more speaking gigs than any of our competitors? Yep. Does it come up in Chat GPT better than all of our competitors? Yep. Do we got more traffic than all of our competitors? Yep. We can show you. I mean, you know what they say, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Right? I can just show you. Right? I can put all of our competitors in there. And there's nothing against what Brian is doing over there, but they only got 2,000 visits in April. We did more than that this morning. Right? In the last 24 hours, we had 18,000. You see what I mean? So what stores do you want to be in? Right? You know, we can go over to, I think, Talkadot. They got a new speaker page. High five to Arel. He's done a great job over there. Wish him all the success. They got 29,000 visitors, which is great. Right? That's incredible. Incredible. But we did that yesterday and today. Last 7 days, we've had 89,000 uniques. I'm not saying that anything's wrong with that. Have all of those. But where do you want to sell your stuff? Where do you want to be when the event planners come looking for you? Where do you want to be? So what we're trying to say is this: how can we help you to get rid of all this crap? This stuff is costing you $1,400 a month, something like that. I think it's $1,250 $1,200 and some bucks. Where's my picture? I just downloaded it. Right? Here we go. You need a profile in Speaker Match or eSpeakers. That's $85. They don't even have a free option. You need podcast leads. Go to Guestio, Podmatch, Podcast Guest, $97. You want conferences? Go to Charlie Jane, $69. She'll send you 150, 200 a week. They ain't going to be in your topic, but they're going to be leads. They're going to be random. You're going to find 7 of them that may fit what you talk about, Denise. And then you still got to find a place to send them. Iman's a great friend, spoke at our conference. He sells leads to associations, $97 a month. Still got to do something with him. It's a spreadsheet. They selling you this. So you're going to need a CRM to track it. So now you got to go buy SpeakerFlow. And SpeakerFlow is a generic version of Zoho. You can skip SpeakerFlow and just go straight to Zoho and get Zoho CRM. If you don't believe me, they use the logos on their page. All of their stuff, their system is the same logos that you see on Zoho. When you go to pricing, it's going to tell you right under the bottom, you need a $45 Zoho package to use their stuff. Look at this. It's going to say, hey, $99 a month for Zoho. Because that's what it is. It's an integrated version of Zoho. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, you're going to still need all the other stuff after you pay that $99. Make sense? Look at these logos. Look at these logos. It's the same thing. They just put their name on. We built our stuff from scratch for y'all. This is generic crap. High five to those guys. I wish them the best. Do well. This is not slander. It's facts. You're using Zoho. SpeakerHub is SpeakerHub. So even after you have that, now you got to go to get ChatGPT. And then you got to go get Teachable. And then you got to get somebody who's going to talk to you on a daily basis to help you get better. How much that? I guarantee you there's nobody doing daily coaching for $200, not to mention for free. Oh, you need PR leads because you want to do books and you want to get in PR. So you go get Proudly. Proudly, $369. Now, people ask, man, why would you go through this and show all your competitors? Because I don't think y'all understand what y'all got. Like, do you understand what you got? There's $1,200 a month to go put together what we already give you. Talkadot. Their QR codes, $49. You know, it's free advertising for it. Go over there and see it. Go sign up for all of them. Put the $1,200 over there. Right? And you got to pay annually. You can't get it monthly. Right? So this is the value of what we're doing with SpeakerHub. Now, why is this important? Because we know, wouldn't you rather spend the other $1,000 a month on ads, on marketing, on a staff person, on growing the actual business instead of buying a bunch of software that you already don't have time to use? So the way we think of SpeakerHub is going to fundamentally change. EJ to DJ. Good to see you. I ain't seen you in a long time.
Hi, Kevin. Hi, everybody.
Good to see you. EJ is one of our lifetime members from 3 years ago back at PitchDB. You know, good to see you, EJ. But do you see the vision of where we're going? We're saying, look, we would rather put the money back in your pocket. Now, I'm going to show you something that nobody wants to talk about. Y'all notice most conferences are dying. Have y'all seen that? Conferences that used to be $500, $3,000 now. But if you look at a lot of the people that are getting rid of the conferences, they're going local. Do you know why they're going local? I'm going to explain it to you. Here's the economics of conferences. And I'll use Ann as an example. I met Ann live and in person at the Influence conference, right? The ticket for Influence is $2,500. So before I even leave the house, I've already spent $2,500. Then I got to buy a ticket from Columbia, and then I had to buy a ticket for Angela, and then we can't stay in the same room, so I had to get separate rooms. I'm out of 10 grand before I even get there. Because the Gaylord is $500 a night. What money do I have left to spend with the sponsors at the conference? Who's gotten paid? The hotel, the airline. Now they ain't got no money to buy an NSA membership because they done spent it on the hotel, the airline, and buying $100 a night dinners. So people are going to localize things. That's why we did SpeakerHub Live. I would rather spend $1,000 to come to y'all than have all of y'all spend $5,000 to come to where I'm going to be. That's just stupid. Do you see what I mean? You see the logic? So we see a lot of the new companies, what they're saying is, no, it's easier for me to go to Atlanta, get 50 of my people in the room, instead of charging them $3,000 to come to me, and then they still got to buy a flight, find a babysitter, put up in the hotel, do all this. They out of $6 grand. They can pay $50. 50 people pay $50. That's $2,500. That covers the room we're gonna be in, right? I can print up some nice books, covers my flight. Did they only pay $50? They got a more intimate experience, and they get to go home. And they still got $5 grand in the bank to do whatever. If they were thinking of going to the conference and they wanted to get SpeakerHub, but they already spent, they wanted a lifetime account, but they already done spent $7,000 to get to the conference, they can't even get their lifetime account now. They got this ephemeral experience that expired that weekend. They go back home feeling worse than what they started off with because they know what they need to do. They saw y'all doing it and they like, dang, shoot, I shouldn't have came to this thing, but I learned about something. But you see in the business of it, right? So SpeakerHub Live is, people ask, I get hit up every week. Hey man, can we put on a conference for your people? No, because it ain't in the best interest of my people. I would rather do a virtual conference and charge you all nothing so that you can spend more money trying to get this message out. I love y'all, but I don't love the airlines that much. You think I want to give the airlines 800 tickets that I sold? I sold those tickets for the airlines. They gave me nothing. I sold those 800 rooms for the Holiday Inn for 4 days. They gave me nothing. They even charged me for the room for bringing y'all there. I'm just being real. That's the expense. I fill up Applebee's and Golden Corral and all the other restaurants around there. I don't get nothing. Brought all these people. And then when I make my offer, hey, I can help y'all to get on more speaking gigs. Man, I would have, but this flight, I went into debt to try to get out there to where you was. Cool, bro. We can do this at the Embassy Suites in your neighborhood for $49. I'm gonna give you the best coaching you can get for 4 hours on a Friday and Saturday. Everybody's gonna go home happier. You're gonna get booked. Life's gonna be better. So as business owners, these are the decisions we have to make. We have to decide, who are we working for? I don't work for no daggone airline. I'd rather give them one ticket, mine. Right? One ticket, mine. And my relationships are so good with a lot of y'all, I could probably, if I wanted to, I could say, hey, look, man, can I just stay at your place? Half of y'all let me just couch surf. Right? You would. Or say, hey, look, man, I'll pay you whatever it is on Airbnb. I would rather give Kevin $200 in Denver than what I paid for. I paid $200 for an Airbnb in Denver. Looked nice on the photos, but boy, was it in the hood.
And staying
Airbnb
at
got
my
a car
place,
wash in
you're
the
gonna get a
front yard.
meal too.
Oh, look at
You
that.
get a
Kevin
meal
already
too. You
selling.
stay
You
with
see him
me.
closing? Kevin gonna be the first person on his speaker profile to put his Airbnb link. If you're in Denver and you speaking, stay at my house, bill included, right? But do you understand? Do you see what I mean? Like there's some of this stuff. The world is changing. All of the high five. I was on this big stage. I don't care about that. Are we profitable? Are we being effective? Are we being smart business owners? Does this make sense? Any feedback up to this point? Because I got some other stuff I want to get into, but I wanted to set that frame that invested a bunch of money. I saw somebody told me they paid $40,000 for a speaker kit and website from a local speaker coach. $40,000. They bought the $2,000 course. They were upsold into a $40,000 PSK or whatever they call it. They got some acronym to it. SPK, Speaker Portfolio Kit or something like that. SDK, Speaker Digital Kit. $40,000 for a website nobody's ever going to see. It's ridiculous. So the new SpeakerHub profile will be your store. Imagine LinkedIn that allowed you to sell something. Ain't no more complicated funnels. You don't need all these funnels. I got to go to this funnel, that funnel, this funnel, that funnel, this funnel. Got to connect this to this. Get up out of here. Anybody going through all of that? So the other day, I know a lot of y'all weren't on here. We showed you this future of SpeakerHub. So I'm going to pause.